It's important that we realize the actual scope of what Trump did in his first like 12 hours in office, or not even that, his first 6 hours in office. Lives of TikTok, President Trump executive action mega threat. Here's a list of EOs that Trump has signed. Trump has signed an executive order to withdraw from the Paris Climate Treaty. All that stuff of climate change, all that stuff. We all want cleaner skies. We all want clearer weather. We need two things. We need common sense and we need nuclear power. Let's start there and then we can talk. Everything else is just more taxes. It's just more taxes to tax companies, to tax people, to tax people for something that it could not be applied. And it's not applied on the things that matter. Go for nuclear and then we can talk. Trump signed an executive order directing all federal employees to return to full-time in-person work. I have, of course, a conflicting relationship with this because it is true that if you are in person, you will be more productive. It is not always the same for everybody, but for the vast majority of people, it's much more productive. Work is always more productive and more efficient when you are you work on site. Okay, it's quicker to talk with your colleagues. It's quicker to get projects done. I don't mean about meetings. Meetings can actually be very counterproductive in many ways, but something that has to be done for the vast majority of people, being on site is being more productive. Many people abuse the work from home thing, and that is the problem right now. At least that this way they will be able to be sure that who is actually working, because we know that so many people were not actually working. They were getting paid for nothing, and right now, well, at least they will be able to be check on that. So again, you can also have an opinion about this. Trump signed an executive order to end the weaponization of government against political opponents. How is that? How is that? Is that possible? Is that what dictators do? Is that what dictators do? They prevent the government from weaponizing itself against political opponents? I don't know. That's not how it works in that dictatorship. Maybe Trump is not a dictator after all. Trump signed an executive order to address the cost of living that skyrocketed under the Biden-Harris administration. Let's see how it goes. I would like to take a further look into that. You know that economics is a very delicate topic, and you need to know what you are doing. Nobody wants to be to make some decisions like Japan's decisions in the past. I don't know, in the past 10 years. Trump signed an executive order freezing federal hiring, and when you see that, you see the examples that that federal hiring has gotten into. Trump signed an executive order rescinding 78 Biden-era executive actions. He basically neutered Biden. He cut Biden's testicles. And by the way, it was funny. There's a video making the rounds that Trump was signing all those documents with all the audience, this vast audience around him, and then he was throwing all those Sharpies to the public. And also, by the way, yes, thank you. Who mentioned that? Alice O. Yeah, I don't know if that's on this list. United States is effectively out of the World Health Organization, so the United States will not be able to, or won't be under the World Health Organization's pressure anymore. Okay, this is important. So They will not be. The United States will be free from being involved in any other, SCAM, DEMIC. That kind of words are dangerous to say in YouTube. You cannot say that. I've told you, you cannot talk about pandemics, climate change on YouTube. YouTube gets, oh, what is Jesus talking about? What is Jesus talking? What are you going to do about that, YouTube? What are you going to do that about? This is the golden age. We're entering the golden age. Trump signed an executive order pardoning nearly 1,500 J6 defendants. That was so amazing. It's my understanding that there was some trouble. Some of them were not being allowed to get out of jail yet. At this moment, I don't know if they have been able to get out of jail. I hope that they have already. All of them are out of jail and with their families. Trump signed an executive order designating cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, which means that, well, at some point he can move troops into Mexico to fight those cartels. And that is maybe we can have maybe we can make Sicario. The movie Sicario, one of my favorite movies from Denis Villeneuve. Make Sicario real life again. Make Sicario real life again. Let's fight those cartels. Fight fire with fire. Trump signed an executive order to secure the southern border, and Trump was even sworn into office, and the southern border was already militarized. Oh, you are right. You're right, Mrs. Black Cat. Trump should do an executive order on YouTube. YouTube should not throttle Jesus Enrique Rosa's videos. Very convenient for me. Why not? Trump signed an executive order restoring a merit-based hiring system. Yeah, DEI is dead. Trump signed an executive order granting TikTok an extension to sell to an American buyer. 90 days. You know that there are so many people that have built businesses around TikTok in the United States, and I can understand. It's like imagine that your livelihood was taken away from you and you had to start from scratch. And it's like TikTok is a viable way of building a business, of selling to customers, to reaching, to using the algorithm to sell to people. And in some ways, well, he wanted to protect that. And there's always these concerns of the algorithm, of the data, who China has access to this golden share of TikTok, in which the CCP could have access to the data of the users. I don't know. Of all those concerns, I don't have TikTok installed in my phone like long ago. I've told you, by the way, once you get monetized on TikTok, deleting your TikTok account becomes virtually impossible. I have really tried. I haven't been able to do that. I just left that, the body language guy on TikTok. And in many ways, people have conflicting opinions about this. I would like to know, what do you think about this in the comments, of course. Trump signed an executive order ordering the creation of the Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE. Make the government more efficient. Now we know that it's going to be only Elon Musk, the one in charge. Vivek is, he cooperated in the creation of Doge, but he is out. Trump signed an executive order declaring a national emergency for the border. Also, to hold former government officials accountable for unlawful disclosure of sensitive information. Does this include Milei, who gave over sensitive information to China? And that's why Biden pardoned him. This is many stuff that is going to come out. Trump signed an executive order to protect American women from the dangers of radical gender ideology. And we already talked a lot about that. Trump signed executive order issuing a withdrawal from the World Health Organization, already mentioned. And ending the catch and release policy, no more letting terrorists into the United States. Also, sign an executive order restoring the remain in Mexico policy. It's just that simple. You're not going to be released into the United States. Trump repeals rule allowing transgender troops to serve in military. Our tax dollars were also funding full gender transitions for service members. Not anymore. He also revoked the security clearance of the 51 former intelligence officials who lied about the Hunter Biden laptop. Oh my God. This is going to be scorched earth. Scorched earth. Also, let's rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. And yeah, a lot of things, a lot of stuff. And well, it was only in the first 6 hours. Only in the first 6 hours. So much has happened. I told you this show was going to be huge. Officially, it's been 2 hours of this show. It's a bit more because, well, I messed off at the start. But I told you that this was going to be absolutely brutal. All that we were going to cover today. Let me highlight your chat. You have sent so many amazing comments.